Hello again. Today we are going to be discussing Punnett squares. We have been talking about in genetics about dominant traits and recessive traits. Dominant traits are going to be the traits that are always going to be expressed. Recessive traits are going to be expressed only when both alleles are both recessive. If one allele is a dominant, then it is actually going to mask that recessive trait. To help show this and to predict the offspring, so that we're able to understand how a Punnett square works, I have two rabbits on the screen. We have a brown rabbit, and we also have a white rabbit. Now brown as a hair color is actually a dominant trait. That means that no matter what, if a bunny has a brown gene, or allele, that's going to be expressed. White is actually a recessive trait. Now I have on the screen the alleles given from both parents of both bunnies. The brown bunny has two big B alleles, which means that they are dominant and they are indicating that it's brown. The white bunny has two little b alleles. It has two little b alleles because it's a recessive trait, and because it's white, both alleles have to be that recessive trait. Now to do a Punnett square and to predict the offspring of these two rabbits, we are going to have to put both of those alleles on top of our box that we made. So for the brown bunny, we're going to put a big B up here at the very top, and we're actually going to put the other big B on top of the other column. Now we still have another rabbit. We have the white one. So we're going to put his traits right here to the side of the box. Sorry about that. We're going to put a little b here, and because they have two alleles, we're going to put the second little b here. So now that we have the brown bunny's alleles, big B and big B, at the top of each column, and we have the white bunny's small alleles for recessive alleles, little b and little b, to the right of the columns, we then do what is kind of like a multiplication. We take the big B and the little b, and we get the two alleles, big B and little b. Again, we have big B and little b to the right, so it would be big B, little b. We have big B at the top and little b on the side, so it'll be big B, little b. And we'll also have big B, little b for this one because we have a big B at the top of the column and we have little b on the row. Now if we look at the alleles for all four of these offspring, what can you predict the offspring is going to look like? Well, if the offspring has a big B and a little b, it's both getting a brown trait, or brown allele, and a white allele. But we know brown is going to be dominant, so brown is going to mask the white allele. So 4 out of 4 of the offspring of both this brown and white rabbit would be brown.